What's happening, Roland? Well, today is Friday, and it's time for the Friday update. And it's actually the last week. It's actually September 1st. So the update is for the last week of August, the dog days of August. Now, I told you I just got back from Louisiana and also Oklahoma. And I was fishing with Jimmy Houston. I was also fishing with Mike Wisecarver, the guy with the Booyah Company, the guy that goes green. We have boat washes and discharge. You can environmentally safe discharges for actually discharging the effluents into the water. So it's they're certified for direct release. Anyway, he's the guy that helped sponsor our trip with Jimmy and I. Then we went to Gross Savant. We caught a bunch of bass. We went over to Jimmy's place in southern Oklahoma. We caught a whole bunch of fish. And I showed you then before a little bit of some of the lures we used with the red fishing at the Delta. We used a lot of these swim jigs like this on a spinning rod and just casting them, and also on popping floats. And that's also a spike it tail. We spike the tail. We also use the spinner baits with Jimmy's spinner bait, the Red Man series, and that one particular spinner bait has caught a whole bunch of big redfish, and it caught a bunch of bass with Jimmy at Gross Savant and also at his place in southern Oklahoma. And then we had some topwater action with, we also used some topwater action at Jimmy's Lake with the Spro Pop 80. I did another film also using this little, this is a Spro Little John, and that was working real good. Now, right now, we're kind of in some saltwater area on the east coast of Florida. What I wanted to point out was one of the things that we had in Louisiana that was so cool for the redfish was this popping cork. Now, this isn't just a regular popping cork. This is a real loud one. And I'm going to throw it out there for just a second. And I want you to listen because you'll be able to hear this thing. This is really loud. And so many of the big redfish and snook will hit it too. And trout will hit it. But I'll throw it out there. I want you to listen to this popping cork. This is so cool. Can you hear it? Can you hear the knock it? It actually, it's a metal deal, but just knocks it. And it's really, really effective. And a lot of times the snook and the tarpon both, they'll just come up and they'll see that thing just kind of suspended in the water. And it's a little swim bait jig that's on there. And they'll just pull it under. And I'm talking about big old giant fish. And that's, again, we've taken a swim jig, we've taken that swimming tail, and that's a 1/4 ounce or 3/8 ounce head, and that's about a 50-pound leader. Because one of the problems that we had in Louisiana, let me tell you what happens. These big 30-pound, 20 and 30-pound redfish will grab this thing, then another one will come along with it and grab the float. Well, you won't get caught on this, but what it'll have, it'll break the leader. It'll break the leader. So what happens is, and then he'll let go of that. So you'll just reel it in and you won't have any bait on there. So by going to 50-pound leader, you'll catch this one, and this one will finally let go of it. He'll tear the float up some, but you'll at least catch that one big one. Again, but on a popping cork, a lot of times I'll just throw it out there, and this was so effective. I didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, but I'll just throw it out there and pop it along, and it makes such a noise. I'm telling you, any fish, if it's a snook over here or a trout over here or a baby tarpon, they all hit this popping cork. And in fact, in this case, redfish hit it as well. I'm in a spot that's probably not a lot of redfish here, but this is the technique we used in the Mississippi River Delta. So that was one big deal. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to show you right now, we're in a little tidewater stream on the east coast of Florida. It's full of snook. This is September 1st, and it happens to be the opening day of snook season. Now, what would I do on an opening day of snook season? I'm not out to fish today, so I was going to go fishing with my good friend Sam Heaton. I would love to fish. I love to fish snook on topwater plugs. This is a little small Zara spook looking deal, and this is called the Super Spook Junior, and I use it a lot for bass. But this is such a good lure for snook. And these little tide creeks like we have here make a nice long cast. But what I'll do, now watch how this thing walks back and forth. It's such a cool lure. And those snook get after this thing so good. But look how, I'm going to reel it up close to the boat so you can see. just to see how it walks. Now watch how this thing walks. The whole secret is to keep your rod low and twitch it back and forth. Watch it over there. See how look how far back it's going. It's way over. It's making a foot. It's going a foot each way almost. It's such a cool deal. They love a super spook. They love a walking bait like this. And this time of year, you can really catch a lot of snook and stuff on the bait. Well, okay. What was the big news? The big news was there was a hurricane, and it's called Idalia. Hurricane Idalia hit me last week. It's just as I got back from Jimmy's place, I get this indication on the news there's a big giant hurricane coming. 140-mile-an-hour winds. It's going to blow our place apart. Well, about 6 or 7 years ago in 2017, Hurricane Irma hit my house. It knocked the roof off the house. It took out 3 outbuildings. It took out 27 trees. And we also lost 2 sets of underwear. Well, that's another story. But anyway, so what I do all last week, starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was filling up gas cans. I got about 20 gas cans all filled up for my generator. I took big 5-gallon buckets of water and I'd fill them up with good fresh water. I had them all over the house, all over the place just for water. I had all sorts of emergency food. My wife works for the Meals of Hope, so we had all sorts of food just in storage. And so we don't know, with the power going out for a week or two, like what happened in Irma, it was out for 2 weeks. We had enough food and backup for all that. In the meantime, I'm boarding up windows. I went down to Lowe's and spent $1,000 on all sorts of roofing. And I did my boat shed again and got it all secure. And all this happened in a course of 4 days, and I'm working my butt off. And guess what? Idalia never hit us. It went skirted 100 miles out into the ocean. But that's the thing about a hurricane. You have to prepare, and that's what I did all week. Was just heavy preparation for all that. Now, I wanted to announce another little thing. It's summertime now, and it's the end of summer. Actually, summer's not over till the 21st of September. So I'm going to do a special on my guide services. Now, right now, there's moving water with all this storm we had with Idalia, and also the fact that Farm 13 on the East Coast, where I fish all the time at headwaters, they're taking that water and they're putting it back into lakes. So now there's moving water. So every day we're catching just jillions of fish when we get over to the spillway areas. There's 2 or 3 spots to fish. So that's a super deal. We catch 30 or 40 fish. Several of them are 6 and 8 pounds. So that's a special right now. And as a special, until October 1st, I'm lowering my prices, and I'm making it I'm knocking $300 off, and I'm charging $1,200 a day. And I'm a super deal. I take you with the Ayers boat. I can take you with my Bass Tracker boat. I can take you with my regular big boat. And until for the next 3 or 4 weeks now, I'll have a special on that fishing. And then October 1st, I'm going back to my regular deal. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that the fishing is alive and well. The hurricane's passed. There's plenty of moving water, plenty of fish to be caught. And so I hope I taught you a few things about how to catch redfish and trout as well, and a little bit about topwater fishing, how to walk the dog. Anyway, it's great talking to you. It's great doing these updates, and thanks for watching. You know, I have a lot of really good sponsors. Hit that likes button and hit that subscribe button, because not only Booyah, but Bass Pro Shop, but O'Reilly. Now, I get the prettiest wrap in the world. My boat and my car are wrapped in an O'Reilly wrap that you will not believe. It's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, I love these people. And I love you guys, and I love that when you hit the likes button, even better. So we'll see you again soon, and thanks for watching.